Is the 16s, 14-1, 3-card Brag, and 16s and bigger the remainder. The jockeys are making their way out ahead of the 2025 Randox Grand National. Dave, market update.
Well, the two that have been backed late on, Vanillier, who was here for the third time, ran badly last time. Previous to that, he should have gone closer to Correct Ramblay. He knows his way around here, that's for certain. 3-card Brag, a horse that I fancy. He's shortened up since lunchtime. Maybe with the Sean Bowen has been riding really well last couple of races, but there's no doubt that Am Maximus is going to go off a very solid favourite, and with two others in the same colour, likely to go off second and third colours. So it's who can beat the JP McManus battalions. But Vanillier, a lot of people fancying that horse to at least run a place in the National for the second time.
Jockeys lining up for the traditional photo, and Paul Townend, as you can see, bringing the trophy in as the reigning champion, having ridden I Am Maximus to victory in it last year. His first win, it was a second win for Willie Mullins and a third for JP McManus.
Randox Grand National of 2025, our commentary team. It's Simon Holt and David Fitzgerald out in the country, and the man to top and tail the world's greatest horse race is Alan Howes.
They're off for the 2025 Randox Grand National. Last year's winner, I Am Maximus, is one of the first ones to show in company with Vanillier and Senior Chief. Going up there is Duffelcoat and 3-card Brag and Percival Lagalwa not far away, along with Manila Kakuna as they come to take the first.
The first, Celeb Dallin is right there, 3 under through 5 on the wide outside. Broadway Boy very handy. Hewick is wide as well in a green jacket. I Am Maximus going right down the inside alongside Senior Chief and Duffelcoat. And then 3-card Brag, followed behind these by Percival Lagalwa. Nick Rockett jumping it in the centre, fairly prominent as well, as they jump that one now on towards the open ditch. And coming into it, Broadway Boy is going to take off in front from Hewick in second, Nick Rockett, I Am Maximus, 3-card Brad, Manila Kakuna, then Beauport. Duffelcoat is gone at the third on the wide outside, 3 under through 5, followed by Brave Man's Game. A Hitman is handy in a red jacket as well as they jump the next. Monbeck Genius towards the back of the field. Also towards the back at the moment is Iroko, and out the back too is Cocoa Beach, as Hewick right there alongside Broadway Boy on the near side jumping the next.
And Broadway Boy the leader to Hewick, 3 under through 5 on the outside. Beauport is very prominent in company with 3-card Brag, and then I Am Maximus on the inside of Senior Chief. Manila Kakuna not too far away as they head down towards Beechers, and it is Broadway Boy going right down the inside. 3-card Brag with on the outside Hewick seeing them all over. Cocoa Beach is right at the back of the field as they head towards Foynehaven with Broadway Boy in front of 3-card Brag and Hewick, and then I Am Maximus on the inside. Not too far away is Beauport, 3 under through 5. Brave Man's Game in the orange on the outside of stablemate Hitman, and then Nick Rockett, Senior Chief, Celeb Dallin, Percival Lagalwa, the Grey Vanillier around the inside as they get to the canal turn. Broadway Boy, 3-card Brag, Hewick in third, Beauport, and then 3 under through 5, Manila Kakuna, I Am Maximus the inside, Brave Man's Game the outer as they reach Valentine's.
Over Valentine's, Broadway Boy and Tom Bellamy out in front, and down there Percival Lagalwa, who badly hampered Fedor and Cocoa Beach, almost brought to a standstill. Broadway Boy on the near side with 3-card Brag. Out wide is Brave Man's Game. Hewick is in the firing line too with 3 under through 5. They're followed by Hitman close up with also Oronzo Derry. And behind these Senior Chief and Manila Kakuna in a white cap on the inside. Celeb Dallin is chasing them with Nick Rockett. And then in the red cap out wide Chantry House, followed further back by Can Do Kid, and also behind those by Ida's Boy as they jump the one before the road. And it's Broadway Boy that leads the 3-card Brag, Senior Chief. Then Hewick on the outside. Also out wide is Brave Man's Game with 3 under through 5. Grangeclare West in the red, white sash, blue cap is very handy from Nick Rockett. And then on the inside behind the leaders Manila Kakuna, followed then in the white cap by last year's winner I Am Maximus, right round the inside Paul Townend, as they race back now towards the fences in the home straight. Broadway Boy has led all the way so far.
So Broadway Boy on his run down towards fence number 13, shows by a length over Beauport and 3-card Brag. Hewick completes out the leading 4. Then Brave Man's Game wider from Grangeclare West and Nick Rockett in the black and orange. Next is Manila Kakuna. Light blue jacket is Senior Chief, and then Celeb Dalen as they take fence number 13, 3 under through 5, just in behind the leaders. Then Hitman in that red jacket from Ida's Boy and Manila Indo. Wider out is Chantry House in the red cab. Then Am Maximus more towards the inside in the white cab. Then came Can Do Kid, Ida's Boy and Iroko racing alongside each other. Chantry House is next, and then Meeting of the Waters as they make their way on towards the chair. It is Broadway Boy from 3-Car Bragg and Beauport, the leaders, out over the chair. Then came Brave Man's Game and Hewick. They're followed by Nick Rockett and Manila Kakuna. Pulling up at the back of the field there before the chair was Cocoa Beach as the runners now face up to the water. It is Broadway Boy over in front from Beauport in second. 3-Car Bragg has landed in third. Then Brave Man's Game in Hewick, followed by Haransu Dairy and 3 under through 5. Then Senior Chief and Hitman. Nick Rockett's next. Then Manila Kakuna, Celebra Dallon, Am Maximus and Manila Indo. From Chantry House and Can Do Kid and Ida's Boy. Then Iroko and Meeting of the Waters is just worse than midfield at the moment. Behind him then towards the inside is Stomptown. Then Feed Door and Stay Away Faye from Vanillier. Appreciate right towards the back of the field with Conflated, Monbeck Genius and Highland, and Twig appears to be the final one going. They've got 14 more fences left to take.
Royal Puggai has been pulled up, outpaced all the way. Intense Raffles is pulling up as well as they jumped over the next, safely over that one. And it's still Broadway Boy from 3-Car Bragg. Beauport in the centre with Oronzo, Derry, Hitman, and 3 under through 5 as they go on towards the next plain fence. Broadway Boy lifts up just ahead of 3-Car Bragg. Then Beauport, Hewick is handy. On the inside is Brave Man's Game. Wider out Oronzo Derry as they return to the ditch. Broadway Boy in a good stride. 3-Car Bragg over second, Beauport third. They're followed by Brave Man's Game and Hewick and Manila Kakuna. Nick Rockett behind these. Close up then Oronzo Derry and then Hitman on the outside. 3 under through 5 slowing going into that fence. Towards the rear Monbeck Genius, Stairway Faye, Conflated under pressure. Vanillier towards the rear as well as they go on towards the one before Beaches. Broadway Boy still just about the leader.
Just the leader to 3-Car Bragg, Beauport, Hewick in behind with a Brave Man's Game. Appreciate it's gone. Can Do Kid is out of the race there as well at the one before Beaches. It is Broadway Boy, 3-Car Bragg, Beauport, Hewick are also Dairy at the outside. Manila Kakuna is following with Celeb Dalen as they reach Beaches number 22 the second time. Grangeclare West not a million miles away either. Hitman the outside of Nick Rockett and Senior Chief next as they get to Foyne-Avon, and it is Broadway Boy in front of 3-Car Bragg. Brave Man's Game is next in the field with Beauport, Hewick the outside of the veteran Celeb Dalen, Manila Kakuna, Senior Chief, Ironso Dairy, then Manila Indo and Nick Rockett as they reach the canal turn. Broadway Boy, 3-Car Bragg, Brave Man's Game. Hewick made a mistake there. Grangeclare West, Celeb Dalen running a blinder with Beauport as the field head towards second Valentine's.
And Broadway Boy is gone. Broadway Boy, the long-time leader, is gone. Slightly interfered with Brave Man's Game. Am Maximus, last year's winner, well back at the moment. Manila Indo has been making some progress as they move on towards the next. Celeb Dalen and Beauport. Beauport led there from Celeb Dalen. 3-Car Bragg. Close up Brave Man's Game. Grangeclare West on the inside. Manila Kakuna. Then Senior Chief. Further back to Nick Rockett and then Manila Indo as they cleared the next one. Hewick on the outside. Back in the field then is Meeting of the Waters and the blue cap on the inside, just chasing them. Followed then back in the field by Conflated, who was under pressure some way out. And now Celeb Dalen takes over from Beauport, Grangeclare West, followed by Senior Chief and Manila Kakuna. Then behind these is Brave Man's Game still in with every chance. Hewick is just behind these from 3-Car Bragg as they race on towards the turn into the home straight. Back in the field, Iroko is beginning to stay on now in a noseband, pushed along to do so. Manila Indo still making steady progress and Meeting off the Waters round the inside. Back towards the final two fences. Grangeclare West, Celeb Dalen, followed closely by on the outside Brave Man's Game coming under pressure.
Plenty with a chance as they make the way down towards 2 out. Brave Man's Game joins in with Celeb Delan, Grangeclare West, Manila Kakuna, Nick Rockett's right there, Hewitt to the outside, Am Maximus coming right into it. That was 2 out, and there's not much in it now between Nick Rockett and Am Maximus. Manila Kakuna and Grangeclare West. Brave Man's Game, Iroko the next 2, then Senior Chief in Hewitt and Manila Rindo. The final fence in the National. Nick Rockett landed level with Am Maximus. Couple of lengths away, Manila Kakuna. Meeting of the Waters now staying on to grab third. Behind those Grangeclare West and Iroko. They're on the way towards the elbow. Am Maximus and Nick Rockett. Nothing in it between them. Meeting of the Waters, they're staying on back in third. Then Grangeclare West. They're up the running now. Nick Rockett to the far side. Last year's winner, Am Maximus to the near side. Nick Rockett just in front. Am Maximus trying hard. Grangeclare West staying on. But it's Nick Rockett under Patrick Mullins. He'll win the Grand National. Nick Rockett has beaten Am Maximus. Grangeclare West in third. Iroko's fourth. Meeting of the Waters next. Then Senior Chief, Manila Kakuna. Then Hewitt, Manila Rindo. Well clear from Twig. Then 3-car Bragg. Beauport still coming. Oranso Dairy, Vanillier and Brave Man's Game. And Chantry House, the last one to get round.
Mullins make Merseyside their own. Willie and Patrick win the Grand National with Nick Rockett. It's a 1-2-3 for Clasutton. Iroko, best of the Brits in 4. But 5th is also trained by Willie Mullins, Meeting of the Water. 4 of the first 5 home in the Grand National, and his son rides the winner. Doesn't get much better than that. And Nick Rockett in the colours of Stuart Andrew. This was his dream. This was his dream, not just for him, for his late wife Sadie. This will mean so much to them. 33-1, Nick Rockett wins. Patrick Mullins joins Marcus Armitage, Sam Whaley-Cohen as amateur riders to have won this race in this generation. Extraordinary performance from the trainer. Came to 2 out. It looked like he was going to have the first 5 home in the Grand National. As it was, he just had 4 of the first 5 home.
I think he's completed it. I think racing has finally been completed. He's won the Grand National again with his son on board, who only 2 days ago hadn't even ridden an Open Grade 1 winner over fences. He's now added a Grand National to that. And it was the 2024 winner, Am Maximus, a stablemate, who was throwing down the most determined challenge through the latter stages. And Nick Rockett has fended him off, and that's no mean feat to fend off a horse like Am Maximus, who was so strong at the end of this last year.
And Patrick Mullins, he paddles his own canoe. He's a man of a singular opinion, and he was asked what he wanted to ride. He said, I'm putting myself down for Nick Rockett, but it doesn't mean I'm going to get it. And he was spot on.
He was a big drifter in the market as well, wasn't he? 33-1 he's gone off. There were many more of the MullinsRunners that were fancied, and a top-class performance from the horse. Let's not make any mistake about that. He's carried 11 stone 8, a mark of 163. It's the best weight-carrying performance in this race since Many Clouds. And I think he's carried a bigger weight than any horse with 11.8 in other than Many Clouds in the last 30 years.
And a huge performance from defending champion, last year's winner Am Maximus in second, who didn't travel as smoothly as he had done last year. He had many positions under Paul Townend, and somehow he's dragged himself through sheer class and ability into second. Grangeclare West, a wonderful run in third. It's just here. He's got the first 5 Mullins here as they jump the last. Grangeclare West backs out of it, then runs on. Meeting of the Waters doesn't quite get home.
But for that mistake at the last, Grangeclare West would have been right there and involved, wouldn't he? Because he's made a right mess of it, and he lost all his momentum, lost a couple of lengths with the error, and then he's rallied. I mean, he would have gone very, very close to winning.
What a great shot. Not many finish a Grand National in defeat as strongly as he has, despite that bad mistake at the last. You can see Meeting of the Water just cracking at that point. Non-stayer for the second year in succession, seemingly, but emerging with great credit in defeat.
Patrick Mullins, as is customary now, has dismounted the winner. The winner goes into the cooling off area. It has warmed this afternoon as it has been all week, as we just take the closing stages again, and we pick it up. And at this point, Celeb Delan, the old-timer, who's given Mihal Nolan some serious spin in the beige and green colours, but you knew stamina would be unlikely in his case. Brave Man's Game is still up there on the outside. He's run well for a long way. Manila Kakuna, you thought from here would be the strongest stayer.
And you can chart the winner's progress overall through Manila Kakuna, who was behind him in the Bet 365 Gold Cup at Sandown. Much worse terms this time around. Martin's saying this is defying a mark in the low 160s. This is what the Grand National is nowadays. It's for the top class horses, and Nick Rockett has very much proved himself that today. A newer kid on the block, but 2 in second and third who've got lots of grade 1 form themselves.
Winner just came across Brave Man's Game at the second last, but that horse was on the retreat at the time. Look at Danny Mullins right up the backside of cousin Patrick here, target on his back. The Meeting of the Waters makes a mistake there. Am Maximus is dragged wide. Minella Kakuna starts to paddle. Grangeclare West makes a mistake and runs on.
He's done so well to regain any equilibrium after that mistake. At the end of, what's he covered by that point? 4 miles precisely or so. He's hit the fence, walked through it, and still got enough stamina left in the tank to finish. I do think this is the sort of form, again, it will translate to Open Company next year.
It's got to. I mean, it's one of the best ever national performances, isn't it? 163 the rating. That's although he carried a pound less than Many Clouds, it's a £3 higher official rating that he's won off. It's a superb performance.
I'd love to chart Iroko's run through the race, because he seemed to get a fair way back. He was hampered a couple of times.
He did.
Made the odd mistake. He's run a great race in 4th.
Yeah, he'll be back for more as well, because he's only a 7-year-old, of course, Iroko, and still pretty early on in his chasing career. So no doubt they'll have another go at this next season.
My initial impression was that there were far fewer finishers than in the race last year.
I think it was
finished last year. It was a more strongly run race. It was a more ragged race through the second circuit.
I think they went harder probably this year. We'll get an official...
Don't think Celebrity Deland stayed, by the way, just in case you're...
We'll get an official time coming up shortly. I'm sure we can get access to that pretty readily, but obviously the ground's going to be livelier this year as well. Probably more akin to what it was when Korak Rambler won it a couple of years ago.
Just looking at them here, Nick Rockett wins, Am Maximus second, Grangeclare West third. It's 4 for Iroko, 5th Meeting of the Waters, 6 Senior Chiefs, 7 Minella Kakuna, 8 Hewitt, 9 Minella Indo. That's the first 9.
I think my abiding memory of the entire race wasn't actually late on. It was Am Maximus. We're chatting frantically during the race, trying to keep across what's happening, who's made a mistake there. I think we were resigned to Am Maximus heading backwards.
When your boy has just won the Grand National, Jackie Mullins, what a special day for her. The best, I'm sure, the very best.
If you can think of how this can be capped, I'm all ears as a family result.
And you said coming into today, well, can Willie Mullins challenge Dan Skelton for the Trainers' Championship? And I said, well, if he has the first 3 home in the National or something like that, and maybe a 5th.
He's 1 horse away from the Michael Dickinson.
He is now going to be lining up together with his lieutenants David Casey and Ruby Walsh just how many horses they can run in the Scottish National, the Bet 365, and goodness knows what else, and a few of these might be in them as well.
It's been an incredible week for them, hasn't it? And what a week for Patrick as well. He got his grade 1 win earlier on in the week. Now he's won the National.
Been a big year for Patrick. Birth of his baby daughter, their first child, he and Sarah. I was chatting to Sarah earlier on today. She's here.
11-8, all present and correct, we think.
That's what it said.
Yeah.
Weighed in, winner all right.
The sweep around the outside from Am Maximus to threaten repeating Tiger Hall's exploits was a very special moment in that race.
And just to recap on the horses that didn't complete, Dufflecoat unseated at the 3rd. Percival the Galois fell at Valentine's. A very heavy fall for Broadway Boy at Valentine's 2nd time. Can Do Kid went at the 21st and brought down Appreciate It. But here's Niall Hannity with the winning rider.
We'll walk back in. I think he's still stargaze. He's just won the Grand National. You should be stargaze. Well done. I'm out of breath, to be quite honest. I'm not quite as fit as the other lads. Well done. No, brilliant. Well done. But look, this is the dream. This is the dream, you know. This is the dream. It doesn't get any better than this.
Talk us through, if he can, what the race?
So we got too good a start. We were too handy. He was jumping brilliant. I was taking him back everywhere. At the canal turn, 2nd time, I was wondering had I dropped back too far. But then once I've asked him to make up ground, we've done it so easy, we've ended up getting there too soon. And I've dabbled in my mind about sitting back up after the last, but I said you can, so I'm bopping around until we got to the elbow and away with him then. But I'm going to enjoy this.
We'll speak after.
Thanks, guys, yeah.